Hello and welcome to my channel Making Crafts. Today I'm going to be making the cover for my With a Touch of Lace journal, and this journal is the journal I'm doing for my design team for Happiness and Crafting, and this is the With a Touch of Lace kit that I'm using. And so this is one of the images from the kit that I'm going to be using on the cover. So I've gone ahead and prepped several things. This is a piece that I'm going to put on the cover. I'm also going to use some lace for the cover, and so I'm using some canvas because I am going, oops, the string's going over. I am going to be using my Amazon Prime packaging to make the cover. And so I've just cut it down to the size I want my cover, and then I have gotten most of my fabrics trimmed down. So this one is perfect, and then this one I may need to do a little bit more trimming on. I may have it too tall. Yes, so this one I need to cut down to about right here. Let's see if I can rip it to the right size. This is canvas, and it is harder to rip, especially depending on the direction it's going. There we go. So I have ripped that down now. So what I'm going to do is this one's going to be my inside cover and one's going to be my outside. So for the inside here, this is the outside, and then the inside will be like this. And I'm just going to sandwich the Amazon Prime packaging inside there, and then the lace will go on the outside. So let's go ahead and attach the front. And the reason I'm using canvas, I was going to use muslin, but this blue from the Amazon packaging is showing through. So I am just going to use the canvas because the color of the packaging won't show through my lace. So I'm just going to go here and just glue around the inside just a little. What I want to do is just get this tacked on. It doesn't have to stick perfectly because we're going to sew it on. I'm just trying to get it tacked on so I can sew it. I just kind of want to center it up in there so none of the packaging is not hanging over any of the edges. And then I'm just going to do the same thing for the inside. I'm just going to attach it. Pull that little piece off the end there that's dried. Okay. Just getting enough on here to get a hold of it so that this can hold on. Let's see here. Trying to see, this is a little wrinkled, but I am going to be putting a pocket along the bottom, so I don't think that's going to be a problem. Okay. So let me trim some of this extra off here. It's just hanging. And it'll stop raveling once I sew it. But I also now want to, this is my cover. I want to go ahead and add the lace to the cover because when I stitch it, I want to stitch it all together at one time. I'm trying to figure out the front and the back of my lace. Okay. So that looks good. And I did cut the lace a little large because I'm trying to decide if I should. No, I don't want to fold it over. I was going to fold it over underneath this. Let's see what that looks like. That may actually look good. I should do that. Fold it inside here first. Let's just see how that would look. That may look good to do it like that. Yes, that's what I'm going to do. So I'm just going to take and add some glue inside here and tack that in there. And this little edge is going to need to be trimmed in order to do that. And this is the first time I have made a cover using the Amazon Prime packaging, but I have seen it done, and so that I want to try it myself. So let's see here. Is that going to look right? Don't know how to do the corners actually, since it's, let's put all this in here and see. I know how to do the corners if it was a hard cover, but right now, since I'm making it this softer cover, I think that'll be good. I think that's going to be just fine. So we're just going to keep it like that. I'm just going to pull a little bit out here. Okay. I'm just going to put all this in here. I am going to be adding lace to the edges, so that's why I stopped worrying about it. I just realized that the lace that I put on the edges is going to cover all that up anyway, so I'm not really going to worry about it. I'm not going to stress it. Okay, just keep working with it to get it all the way around. Okay. So I'm not really concerned about I'm just worried about the top and bottom because I'm going to be adding a big piece of lace down the side of each one of these sides. So I'm not really worried about if this is mitered perfectly, which I got it pretty good. The corner's pretty good for this to be a soft cover. But I'm just worried about the edges here because that's what you're going to see. The rest are going to be covered with lace. So I'm just going to go ahead and now I'm going to sew around this. Okay, so I went ahead and I have sewn this together and I just used a zigzag stitch. So what I did was I went across the top from the outside with the zigzag stitch, but then on the inside I went from the inside with the zigzag, since you're not going to see it on the outside and it just looks more finished if it's top stitched. And then now I am ready to start decorating my cover. And so my plans for it, oh, also I stitched around this card here that I have made up. So it's this is from the kit, and then this is just some cardstock from Little Birdie. And let me see if I can show you. I used it in another video for this. So it's just this cardstock. It was 6 by 6 and I just tore it down and inked it, and then this is coffee stain paper underneath. And I am considering making this a pocket, but I'm not sure yet because I hadn't decided. But now I've been playing around, and this is going to be the lace that I add to my cover. So I want the lace to be on the edge here, and then it's going to go all the way across. So I'm just going to attach this lace. I'm just trying to see what's the right side. It is so hard sometimes to tell on lace. I think that's the right side. So I'm just going to use my Fabri-Tac to attach the lace. I'm just going to start by adding the Fabri-Tac down the edge here. And just get started on getting my lace added. Okay. I'm just going to, and I want to hang off the edge quite a bit, so let me line this up. Kind of get it straight so that it kind of looks even, at least across the edge there. And then I'm going to do the same thing on the front and back. As far as the lace, it's going to be the same. So then I'm just going to go across here with my glue. then I'm just going to make a line all the way down, and then across again, all the way up. Just going to try to tack down this glue. This glue does dry, well, it's actually clear, but it dries clear as well, so you won't see all this. But you do want to make sure that it's not going anywhere, so, or I want to make sure it's not going anywhere. Okay, let me find something to rub across it. How about so I can press it without getting glue all over myself. I've got glue all over it already. Okay, so I'm just going to pull this back and add some more glue. And my glue is getting low in this bottom. It's hard to get any out. Just kind of press that. And as I'm doing it, you can hear the crunch in the journal cover with that Amazon Prime packaging inside. Do it like this so we can make sure it's good and smoothed out. I can always go back and add a little bit more glue once I get it started being glued down. There we go. That is very pretty so far. I am going to add some lace to the spine, but that's after I sew the signatures in, so I'm not going to do that today, but I do want to go ahead and add my decoration to the cover, and I've got some more I'm going to add to it. Let me see here. I got some. For this, I want to take and add this little dolly at the corner here, so I'm just going to add some Fabri-Tac to it. And add it right there in the little corner. And then I'm just going to add this little flower, and it's from some lace as well. It was just I just cut it off a piece of lace, in other words. Okay, so then I'm just going to take one of these little pearls and add it. And I'm just going to put some more Fabri-Tac right in the middle of this flower and add the pearl. And when I stitched around it, I stitched around the flower, and then I went back and stitched around the outside piece as well, that it was that the flower and all that was attached to. Just doing a lot of stitching on it. So, and I used brown stitching for it. For the cover, I used more of a cream beige stitching. Just hold that there for a minute so it doesn't move. And I've been thinking about it. I was going to make this a pocket, but with the lace, it's going to be kind of rough, I think, trying to get something in and out of a pocket. So let's just see. This is a book page. Well, no, it may not be. Let me try something else. So if this was a pocket, I kind of wanted it to be right here. I think I will make it a pocket, and then, because I'm thinking I want something with a little tab, you pull it out, and if it doesn't work out to go in it, there's nothing lost, that I can just not use it. I can not add something to it. And then whoever gets this journal can add something to it if they want to. Now, I'm just going to think here, should it be going here? I think in the middle. I always seem to put them in the middle, but I like it there in the middle. I'm wondering if it needs something else. It does look a little plain. Let me take a look around and see what all I have. Okay, so I've pulled another sheet from the Little Birdie cardstock, and I have inked it, and I think that I'm going to add it because I think that helps frame out the whole thing. But I think I want to edge punch it. So let's see how that looks. add, this one's called Lace. There we go. So I'm going to have to stand up to do this one. These are hard to do. And this is very thick cardstock. There we go. Okay, so I'm going to ink that. So it's enough on there that I don't need to get any more ink on there. I think that adds a little bit more to it. And there, I think it helps that to stand out. So I think that's a better size for the cover. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to add this. I do want to test it with the lace that I plan on adding later. I think this is the lace I'm going to add. I think this was the little bit. It'll be mainly on the back there. I think that'll be gorgeous. So I am going to add that. So I'm just going to, so now I could really think about it. I could glue this here, and then that'll be a pocket right there, like this. Okay, so let's just add it to the center of this card. That looks like the center pretty good. Then I'm just going to press it down. There we go. And I want to get this paper here, I think, glued down some. Just get, that one won't be glued down because there's going to be a pocket there, so let me just glue this edge down too. So I think that looks really good. And if I decide that this is not going to be a pocket, then I'll glue this edge down here as well. Just want to press that really good because we got all that stitching, and so I want to make sure it grabs hold really well. I think that's a very pretty little piece. So now I'm just going to add it to the front of my cover. I'll get my chair so I can sit back down. I'm just going to add, I'm not going to make it a pocket, it's just the entire piece is going to be glued down so it doesn't go anywhere. Okay, there we go. Just add that to the cover. Let me see here. Just kind of want to center it up. That looks like it's nice and centered. Okay. Just going to press down here. There's a lot of layers to be getting through. So just want to press it all down. And then I'm going to set that aside to dry for a few minutes because I am seeing that this pocket's not wanting to stay, and I'm going to have to come back and add some glue underneath there. But I think that looks really good for now. So I think that's, oh, I'm going to add the lace to the back. So let's just finish the back cover up with the same lace. let's see, where did I lay that lace? I think this is it, yes. I've got a lot of lace laying on my desk right now. You can't see the entire mess that I have going on, but I have lace everywhere, so I want to make sure I'm getting the right piece. So that's correct, because I was trying and audition out lots of different lace for this cover. And so I'm blessed to have plenty of lace. I've been blessed with a lot of lace, and this lace did come from DC Scrap and Rooster, and I will put a link in here. I put a link in some of my videos recently where you can find her on YouTube, and she sells her lace on there, and she's a very sweet lady, and she's very good to work with, so you can check out her channel. I'm trying to see how I'm going to add that. So that's how I'm going to do it. So I'm just going to go ahead and do like we did the front and just glue it on. Found the right side. I don't know which side I had it, and then I don't have it. So let me see. This is the correct side. So then I'm just going to take and line it up there at the edge. And I'll have to trim some off. There we go. I'm trying to see how I did the front. I did pull this all the way over to the edge. Kind of making them line up to be, I kind of want it to be at the same spot, kind of line up the same. And that's very, very close, so I think that's good enough. Press that down, and then we'll just keep gluing the edge here and adding more. Add more glue, to get the lace glued down. Line there. I think this is going to be a very pretty cover. I'm excited about this journal. Every little piece right there, I'm just putting a dot so it'll hold it down. Okay. Then we'll just trim it off. I think I need to open it up to do it so I can see what I'm doing. There we go. Very, very pretty, very pretty. And it's stuck to my fingers. There's going to be a huge cleanup after I finish this journal because this room is a hot mess. I have stuff everywhere. I'm glad that you can't see this table that I'm working on. My table is covered in lace and papers and stuff everywhere. I think I'm going to have to do a quick cleanup before I take and put the journal together and sew it into the signature. But I really love how this turned out. I'm really happy with it. So this is the lace I was going to use on the spine, so I need to leave that laying. So, oh, and also we need to do the inside. I need an inside pocket here, and I'm thinking I want lace for that as well. Let's see about this piece. Since this is what we used on the front, I think that would make a beautiful pocket on the inside. And let me pull the journal out to show you. Let me see here. So this, I like to always lay my journals inside of my covers to see how it's going to look. And this is the first page and the last page. And I think that would look so good with that lace. So I've got to decide now, though, if I turn it over, you're going to see the lace from the bottom if I let it hang down. And do I like that? So let me just fold it up. I just have to test everything to see before I do it. I don't like that, so I'm going to make sure that the lace goes straight down to the edge, and that's it. And so it's going to be a pretty deep pocket, but you can also see everything that's in the pocket, so it's not going to be that big of a deal that it's that deep. It's not like anything's going to get lost down in it. So we're going to find the correct side again. I think this is the correct side, and then I don't think there's a direction, so I think I'm just going to do it like this. And I'm going to glue the pocket down. And I probably should have sewed this pocket in, but I think that's going to be okay. It's going to be sewed here, it just won't be sewed on the sides. That'll be alright. I think this glue will hold it just fine. I could always go back and hand stitch it if I think it's not. I can just hand stitch it to the edge here, and I may do that. This glue holds really good too. I just got to make sure I want it to go right to the edge of the bottom, but not below it, because I don't want you to see it from the front. Okay. You know what? Before I let this dry, let me look and make sure I got my book right set up. I do. You never know with me, so I have to check behind myself. Okay, I think that looks good. And now we're just going to run a bead of glue across the bottom here. Okay. Let's just see how that is. Alrighty. I think that's good. Is that enough glue? Hold that edge down. I think I'm going to add just a little bit more right here on the edge. And I may go in and just put like a little hand stitch where I just catch this back fabric and not the front. I may do that. I may have to do that to make sure that this pocket stays on, because I'm always worried something's going to come loose. So I'm always trying to extra glue and stitch or whatever to make sure it stays. There we go. That seems to be sticking really good. Okay, so there we have our journal cover. So we've got the inside pocket, and then we have our outside cover, and all we'll do is add lace here once we sew the book in, the actual signature in. Well, that is the journal cover, and I really hope that you are enjoying this series of the With a Touch of Lace journal, and I hope that you will take the time to check out my other videos showing how I've made different pieces for this journal. And so in the next video I will be putting the journal together, adding the pockets and different things to the journal and sewing it into the signature. So I really hope that you'll check out all those videos, and I hope that you are enjoying the series, and thank you so much for watching, and have a great day. Bye.